So you want to draw the zones correctly to identify the trend, but you are not just seeing them on the chart. As much as you see YouTube videos, as much as people show you, it's just not clear. If you have this issue, stay tuned. Hello traders, my name is Moody and I've been Forex trader for the last 4 years and been profitable for the last 2 years when I change certain things on my way to rechart and my mindset. So welcome to the Follow the Money concept series, where I will be sharing all this information that I found out during the last 4 years and what really made the change in my trading. This all important information is not shared anywhere in Forex, in YouTube, or on the internet for free. So today is part 4 of the video series, and how to draw the zones correctly, or how to identify zones to zones. Okay, and without further ado, let's start. But first we need to go to the disclaimer as always. If you can go through it, please. Right, let's go. So blah 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 blah. You buy from here, you buy from here, you buy from here, and you sell from here, you sell from here, and that's it, isn't it? Sorry if I just sounded like any other YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, this is a very famous kind of picture that most of the people show. Like, you buy from here, you buy from here, you buy from here. That's it. What's the issue, And you sell from here, you sell from here. Easy, guys. You see, this is what most of the gurus says. And the Lamborghini and the show of the money is everywhere, so you get excited and you just go to the chart and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna eat this chart, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna dig all the money for the Lamborghini from these charts now. And you open your chart and you find something like that. What? Like, and you're like, what the hell? I mean, where is this like lovely high highs, lower lows, and where is this nice and clean formation? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And the only Lamborghini that you can afford is gonna be this one now. Sorry. Alright, so leave your Lamborghini at home, leave your dreams at home now, and just come and focus in my in this installment, where I'm gonna show you something important here in the chart. So you want to identify zones. You understand that zones are where the trend is starting, where there's a new leg on the trend, where do you want to catch this kind of leg, because guess what, this is the leg that it will make you money, because this is the leg that moves in one direction without any interpretation. And this is the leg that most of Forex trader, or most of wannabe Forex trader, they want to get into this. Okay, but let's first speak about zones and what is really the importance of zones. This video series is number 4, and it should have been about entry, but I've been going through all the videos from 1 to 2, 3. I've seen that maybe zones did not I spoke about it in the second installment, but I thought maybe it needed more like information, or needed more explanation, because it's do or die in zones. If you know how to identify them, it's the most important, as I say. Like, without them, you cannot really know what's going on in the market. So I thought maybe to make, instead of to start with entry, to make this video installment about zones, and just to explain more in details and depth. So focus sometimes here. All right. So we identify zones that are the buying and selling happening from them. They are like points in the market where market maker buy and sell from them. And as always, I explained zones are battleground between buyers and sellers. They, fight over the territory. And if you are not familiar with my terminology, if you can please go to visit my, other installment where I explain this in more details. Okay, so these are the important of zone. This is why you need to identify them correctly. But guess what? You're opening your chart and you don't see that the zones, they are not identical. They look different. It's it's very hard to spot them. So let me explain to you something about zones. Zones, they don't look identical. They will come in different forms. Okay, but it's your job as a trader to identify them, because guess what? After the zone is formed and finished, you will have another advancement in the trend, and you want to be in this advancement because this is what pays you basically. So some of them, they look even, and I will explain what this means, and some of them, they look deformed a little bit. Okay, that they are misshaped in some way. All right, so as we explained, that in those areas there is like a battleground between buyers and sellers. Whoever will take the lead, it will be the victorious. Whoever the leg, the direction from the zone goes, it will be the victorious army. But as I explained in the video series number 3, how to properly identify breakout, and I listed some issues that I look for, especially before after a breakout happens. Okay, so for me, when a leg broke out from the zone, I have some important checklist I go through to make sure that this is a valid breakout for me, okay, or a valid advancement. So for me, it will depend on many factors, okay. And also there is an important element here, that especially in undefined deformed zones, how far the victorious army can take the market to. Okay, so just to explain this, let's see some visual explanation that will give us the picture more. So as you can see here, we have seller zone, okay, and we have another seller zone here, correct? We have advancement between them, and we have another advancement. Now the market is coming back to us. We are anticipating the market to stop here, okay, but the market bypassed this zone. So is it a buyer market now? Important, isn't it? It's important to define that, but we are not sure yet. At this moment, we are not sure yet. If you follow the equilibrium video number 3, you will understand that market most of the time, is in equilibrium. So when the market bypassed this zone, it took out another territory from the seller, okay. More or less now, like maybe 50% of, like maybe not 50%, let's say 70%, we are anticipating the buyers to go forward, okay, because for a simple fact that they took out the seller zone here, okay. But there is a checklist that we go through, and as I explained to you, that without the checklist, I don't declare this as a victory yet, okay. Now, what about now? Okay, well, I see the buyers already started to make kind of zone. So they take out this territory, they come here, and they are creating some sort of a zone. Okay. So far, one of my checklists has been, done, which is basically they started to make a zone. But there is a very important information that I need to look for as well. If there is anything that is stopping this market from advancing, and when I look at the left, I see this huge seller zone. Huge seller zone. The market is currently in the equilibrium between what zone you took over from the sellers and the other seller zone. That means the seller can come from this zone very easily. Okay, I anticipate the seller. In this period of time, I'm cautious of what position I will take. If I'm a buyer, I will try to be a buyer at least from a very bottom below here. After they already be bypass this this zone. If I'm a seller, I'll try to be a seller. I will look for a sell position from the very top here next to the seller zone. Okay, I never buy here, I never buy here, I never buy here, I never buy here. I have a specific rules for entry. This is where we're gonna go through next, in the next installment. But at the moment, you cannot have bias now, because yes, the buyers took over here, but they have this seller zone to go through as well in order to move forward. Okay, in order to have nothing with them, like bothering them. Okay, so if they're stuck here, that means sellers is still fighting. If the market is stuck here, that means sellers is still fighting, and pretty much the seller can take over from here as well. Okay, and this is exactly what can happen. Sellers here, this is their territory. They can come, as I said to you, and this is normally happening like high impact news, and this what get people more confused. You are telling me that here we took over the zone, so we are a buyer. I need to look for buyers. I don't care for sellers now. I already dismissed the idea that there is sellers in the market. It's wrong. No, it's wrong, because yes, they took over one territory. What about this territory? Were they able to take it? No. So don't just go with one bias in the market and start saying, I'm just gonna be buyer today and I don't care what is the formation, what is the market telling me, what is the zones. I don't care. I'm just gonna be buyer. No, of course, this is like the most stupid idea and the most stupid thing you can do. You always need to have an objective view of the market. Okay, like clear out this subjectivity, like I'm buying, I don't care, or just like I'm gonna go and just hit the buy. No. Just clear out all this like bad, ill psychology you have. Okay, so that's what make people confused, because they first say, okay, this is a buy, like we're a buyer here, and then they see the huge drop coming from the seller zone, and then they see the whole this become a formation now, and this whole thing become a seller zone. And this is what makes people I don't understand or don't see the zones correctly, because this is what's gonna happen. You will have a seller zone that is deformed like that. It's out from here, out from here, out from here, out from here, and then boom, we have another advancement leg. Did you see that? Did you see this advancement leg coming? If you are following, yeah. But if you are just following like a formed kind of zone that they are all like stuck in one box consolidation, and you're not seeing what's inside this here, what's inside the formation happening, you will miss it. Okay, so this is the type of formation that is uneven, is deformed. Okay, deformed zones. So it's important to equip yourself with the correct chart reading. Okay, and some of the most useful pattern called the flat pattern. Okay, and with the flat pattern you have three variations. You have the regular flat, you have the expanded flat, and you have the running flat. If you see the point A and B here, they are always equal. A equal B equal C. So if you put them in a box, they will be, in one box. But if you see this variation here, A and then C outside and B outside, you will also don't understand what's going on. Another variation here, A, B outside, C doesn't even come to A. You know what I mean? So this will start to look weird on your chart if you just, look for formed zone, like neat, clean zones. So a bit of Elliot, I hear you saying, isn't it? Well, let me just explain. I'm not an elitician, okay? And I don't I just don't go, to put numbers and letters on my charts. Like I'm just learning, how to, say ABC or 1 to 3. And I don't also, trade Elliott corrective patterns, because corrective patterns are like so many. You have flags, you have flats, you have zigzag, you have ascending, descending triangle, you have wedges, you have ascending wedges, you have descending wedges, you have triple bottoms, two triple highs, any formation, any three. There is a lot of things that, for me, I see it as a necessary to understand or to learn. Okay, it's good to have an idea how they look like, because it will just help you to understand how they form zone. But very important but here, you don't go to understand, to anticipate them, or you don't go to learn how they behave and you start trading them. And I want to explain to you why, because this maybe will make most of elite waivers fuming against me, but I don't care. So for the mere fact, corrective patterns are so many, there are so many. If you just starting to to understand which one is which, and putting your numbers, and this is 3 and this is 3 down, 3 up, there are just so many variation from each pattern. Okay, and you will only know what formation you have when the formation is already done. So you just go and number them, anticipating them to be, this is maybe an expanded flat. Okay, in the end it might be a running flat, and you already anticipating the expanded flat. It's just gonna make a lot of mess for you. It's unnecessary hype that you need to go through. Very unnecessary. Okay, unnecessary, like by a mile. Apart from the order contradiction you will have on the time frame, in different time frame. Maybe you're seeing this type of pattern in this time frame, but you're seeing a different type of pattern in another time frame. So it's just gonna be messy stuff. Okay, and I don't advise you to go through it. Why you need to know is just to know them, to see how they are. You will see them in the chart, but don't just go to anticipate them, or like, oh, now we are forming a wedge, then we're gonna start to see this and this is start. No, this is unnecessary. And I can see a lot of elite wave, they are just fuming against me now, but I'm sorry, this is my opinion and I like to keep things simple. So yes, use elite wave formation as objective view, okay, of how the zones might look like. Okay, so we went through these deformed zones, okay, and it's an issue for most of traders because they want to know when, when is this next leg coming to join, when is this next advancement coming to join and to get in board, because this is where you get money, this is where you get paid. So as you know, in my channel here and in my trading in general, I like to keep things simple and logical. So how I deal with this issue? Simply this way. If I'm presented with one deformed pattern, I will try to pay attention to what is happening inside this pattern without going into like any other unnecessary numbering or identifying the pattern. Okay, so I look for sideways formation, okay, normal sideways formation or semi-sideways formation, and they exist in all the trend, but sometimes they are hiding. So you really need to be zooming in now and just focus. Let me see. So there are two types that I look for normally. The even one that are clean, as you can see. They do exist, these ones. Okay, they do exist. My entry will be here and I will take this leg. Okay, and then messy one. Now this is the messy one. Yeah, this is like the uneven one. But let's say, for example, we didn't see this part. We didn't see this M here happening. We're just seeing this part. When the market is coming here, this might be a sell, position that I might be looking for. If the sell form position, because entry as well, it assists me, it gives me my edge on trading. It's very important, and this is I'm leaving it to the last video because this is very good information. But it's all building blocks, everything need to go together like in one go. I will be looking for buys here. If I don't find buys here, I will still be looking for I will be looking for selling here, because this is selling zone. When the market come back to the seller zone, I will be looking for sells. If the market didn't give me what I needed, okay, I wait and I see what's gonna happen. Are we gonna form the uneven formations? That's fine. I'm gonna wait for the other seller zone to see what's gonna happen. When the market reaches to the second seller zone here, I see if I have a selling position. If I have it, I will be on board with this leg here. I'm also will be cautious when we reach here, because they took over, the buyers here came strong and took over this zone. That means they might come back from here, the buyers, We will go to the chart and we'll just look at these things. So as always, there I have my checklist where it's episode 3, I guess. It's about how to identify fake out and breakout. Episode 2, sorry. And this is my confirmation checklist. So now let's just go to the chart to see the things on the actual chart, to see the zones on the actual chart. And here we go. Right, what we have here, we have the Euro Aussie. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's have a look. My eyes is scanning zones currently, and I have one here. You see there is wicks here, yeah? I take the wicks and I take the body. As long as it's like a neat formation, like the high, the low, high, low again is clean, and then there is a breakout. I see. Okay, now we anticipate another move down. Okay, we anticipate another move down, and this another formation here. All right. Okay. When the market does this formation, this is the zone, isn't it? Let me just zoom in just to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. Just focus with me here. Breakout from this zone, we formed another zone. We came up here. This is telling me that buyers might have took control. Okay, with this candle here, they already take control of this zone. They retrace here. Okay, all right. It's telling me maybe they kind of come back. But what's in the top? A seller zone, i.e., if the buyers will need to go, to take over this market, they need also to take over this zone, because this is another seller zone. They tried until the top of the zone, and then they've been beaten up and they reversed again down. Okay, if you look here, you will say, okay, we should have leg down, retracement, continue zone, but we don't have the leg down. We have also the retracement to touch or tag this zone first before we go. And as you see, the effect of equilibrium, that when this candle here took over this zone, it's kind of like a mixed bias, because yes, we took over a seller zone, but we're still in another seller zone. So let's see what's gonna happen. But the overall trend, depending on the checklist, of course, that you need to go through, as I said, is down. So you will still look for selling positions here, selling setups. And we broke again. Okay, see, even when they come here, you can see this reaction. People thinking like it's gonna go for buy, but this zone is very strong for the seller. Buyers couldn't go through it. Anyway, seller go down again, created another zone, and went from this zone. We are tagging this zone, and went out and making the zone as well while we are down, and went down aggressively. We tagging this zone, and we going down. Okay, and I'm just gonna put my trend line here. Where is the last seller zone? The last seller zone is this area. Did we break it or not yet? Let me have a look. This is the top of the zone, isn't it? Okay, what about this candle? Yes, broke it. But what we have there, we have another seller zone. This formation here. This ugly formation that no one understands. But is a seller zone. Okay. Now, the market, it's broke one zone, took over almost one zone, but it's faced up with another zone here, and it's a strong zone. Let's go to our checklist and let's see if the market made some of the checklist that we actually, we look for when this situation happened. Did we take over opponent territory? Yes. Did we establish zones while we're doing that? This area become a buyer zone. This area become a buyer zone. That means we are building zones while we are going up to support us. And yes, in fact, as soon as we had clash with the seller zone here, we came back down to charge our power from our buyer zones, and we exploded to the other side. Okay, you're telling me now, what would you look for, Moody, when you are trading here? My buys will be 50-50. I will look for sells, but I also have an important information that we broke a seller zone. Okay, I will look for sells here. When we approach this buyer zone, I will be very cautious. If the market cannot go through it, this is telling me now, okay, we might be going the other direction. And there is a lot of valid reason for me to think this way. Okay, we talk of seller zone, we building a buyer zone, things telling me that, yeah, there is a lot of things to support me in this decision. So if I take this, of course, that will be the birth of the new trend. Normally I take it in the very last, the end, because this is where my entry is very strong. And this is around 200 pip move. You're taking the whole trend, basically. This is powerful stuff, guys. It's powerful stuff. Let's see what's happening here now. This is a huge zone. Elite waivers maybe call it any 3 or zigzag or whatever. It's a huge zone. We broke out from this zone. We are currently testing this zone. Okay. If we would have maybe enter, you would have entered somewhere here. Okay. And we anticipate the market to go down. Okay. If the market didn't go down, then the market need to go through this zone, break it from the other side, and then we will look for buys. Okay. Let me show you more example of zones. Even zones are everywhere. Okay, you will get even zones. Just don't be scared like you will never see them. They are everywhere, even zones. Here is in an even zone. And just have like an objective view and you will see them. Here is another even zone. Okay, and here is another one as well. I want to explain why zones might not look even sometimes. Because if we break from here, okay, we need to come back to test this zone. Alright, so we will push here, okay, and then we will come back down to the zone. Then if this happened, the zone will look like this, we actually are in a box, but it will look like this. This A formation here, that looks like A, this is what makes people like don't understand where is the zones. They just want, they cannot just see this equal even zone. But as I explained, if you go through the market and you see that we are testing every zone that we are making, that's why the zones might not look very clear. Okay, I mean, look at this here. This is a very small zone here. Any sideways market, any sideways movement is a zone, guys. Okay, even if it's like 2-3 candles, here is a zone. Okay, and here is the outcome of the zone. Okay, and we come to test this zone. What we have here, look at this. Why is this, guys? If you ask an elite waiver, he says you, okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, this is zigzag. Unnecessary. and wasting your energy in something that is not important. This is a zone, guys. This is a zone. See how does it look like? It's here a little bit, here a little bit, here a little bit, and suddenly here. But came back, we test it, and we continue. Created another zone, we test it, continue, and this is where most of like the chart will keep moving all the time. As you can see there, you know, guys, this way of reading the chart is so super powerful, and it's just gonna elevate your trading. You know exactly how it elevates my trading and how I see the chart, and will just make you, you know, feel confident about your trading overall. You know, it will empower you. You no longer just find it lost in the chart. You have specific rules that you're following and giving you like the picture that you should be seeing. Okay, so this is now part 4. We are coming to the end of this series, and next one will be about entry, and that will be the last installment of this series. I hope you benefited a lot. I received a very good comments about, you know, the stuff that I'm sharing, and if you have any question, you know, let me know in the question section below, or, you know, see me on social media. I'm also planning to start a blog where I'm just gonna blog my trades that I go through and why I entered, and I'm just gonna post my charts. That will be also beneficial for people who are, you know, want to see me how I'm trading. As always, stay elevated in your trading. Don't be fooled in Forex. Don't be fooled with like Forex gurus. There is a lot of hype in the internet, and that was my objective to make the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the videos. Ask me question. You know, interact. That's it. See you soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.